This is, I don't know, a plea to independent media. Please cover more of the races that actually matter in the upcoming midterms. Races that would actually help alleviate or even solve many of the problems that we are currently facing as a society. Now. Not 2 years from now, but right now. I'm going to focus on Michigan because that's where I'm actually at. So let's start with the open Senate seat. Now, to give you guys credit, this has kind of been covered, but we need more. This is a wildly important race, one that has national implications, not just for Michigan. This has wide-reaching effects. Policy is going to be decided by this race, not just if Mike Rogers gets in. How about if Abdul Al-Sayed isn't the first choice? What if it goes to Mallory McMorrow? If Rogers gets in, everything you repeat daily will continue. There will be more emphasis on ICE enforcement, more war. Forget about healthcare. Say goodbye to green energy expansion. If we get Abdul Al-Sayed, we get healthcare, taxes on the wealthy, stronger labor protections. We actually get a progressive vote. And if McMorrow gets it, well, we get a solid backup quarterback. And let's just forget about the third one. They don't exist. But it's not just that seat. There's also Michigan's 5th Congressional District, the district whose rep is the chair of the House Committee on Education and Workforce. One of the most influential committees in Congress. This committee has jurisdiction over labor laws and unions, workplace regulations, federal education policy, student loans, and higher education. Do you get it? Most of the shit we all have issues with. Yeah. Wally's the guy you need to have retired. See, then we'll have a chance. And we do. There's a candidate running against him, Christian Vukasovic. If he gets in, that is a vote for labor and unions, healthcare expansion, better climate and energy policy, higher education, and student debt issues. Maybe. Look, he's a solid choice. I just don't trust anyone. My mother could tell me the sky is blue and I would still go check. God itself could stand in front of me and I would still demand proof. But moving on, how about Michigan's 7th district? Or the 10th? Or maybe Michigan's 8th, perhaps? See, all of these races could provide one more vote. And Michigan is not the only state where this is the reality. Maine, North Carolina, Ohio, Alaska, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Iowa. Why are the biggest names in independent media not spending some time on these topics? This is what we all know will derail the commander-in-chief. So why is it all we see is Donald Trump? Yeah, the guy needs coverage. But every single story, every single day? And then to break it up, what do? Twitter beefs, self-promotion, self-aggrandizement. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what they said? Johnny has cooties. Nuh-uh, Katie has cooties. What in the grade school bullshit is this? And if it's not that, there's some of you that like to try and rehabilitate shitheads like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. You guys have the reach I could only hope for as a news reporter working for a public radio station. And you waste it. Yeah, that's right. I'm a local journalist. The Michigan Association of Broadcasters even gave me a few statues and everything. One is for my coverage of flock cameras. One is for my coverage of a poverty simulator that a school did out here. And one of these is for my coverage of the No Kings protest that was out here in Adrian. It's a collection that I like to call the Fuck Rich People Awards. So why don't I cover it? Well, as you can see, I do. However, unlike you, I have constraints. See, the fairness doctrine wasn't simply saying you must give equal time. Everything is 50-50 or whatever bullshit. That was part of it. The main idea, though, was that the law was there to make sure you told both sides of the fucking story. That law went bye-bye in 1987. So when people like Cenk Uygur bitch about the fairness doctrine, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Corporate news hasn't had to adhere to the fairness doctrine for 38 years. Because they haven't had to. It's not been law, but I do. See, part of my job is to tell both sides of the story. We adhere to the fairness doctrine at my day job. And that makes sense because I write news for the listening area of one public radio station. I'm not here for commentary or deep dives. I'm here to help folks know what millage is on their ballot. I'm here to tell them about what the city commission is doing. I'm here to tell them about what the county government is up to. You're supposed to be covering everything else. If you want to replace legacy media, then you need to be the media. You need to cover the races and representatives that maybe no one has heard of, but their vote affects lives beyond their state. That's your fucking job, news media, independent news media. But what are you doing instead? Hey, Anna Kasparian, are you still looking into RealPage and their rent price fixing? Because that company may have reached a settlement, but the software is still being used. See, once upon a time, you seemed like an investigative journalist, a modern Ida B. Wells. What happened? Mr. Kalinsky, could you stop virtue signaling with your whole, I don't take sponsors, bro? Yeah, I get it. You're loaded. And you can rely on small dollar memberships. You know, most of your audience is paycheck to paycheck. So getting Wally out of the way could actually help them out. Maybe cover his race, or I don't know, find a mom and pop shop in your area that needs a boost and promote them for free, since your media empire is doing so well it doesn't need sponsors. See, all you set the standard for what independent news is, and you squandered what it could have been. And yet you rich cunts want to bitch about local reporters just trying to eat. Jake and Anna, you are both wealthy. Anna, it's 2 to 3 million, and I believe, Jake, you're roughly 5 to 10 million. Kyle, you're a bit fuzzier, but I would venture to say that I could easily guess 2 to 3 million for your net worth. Okay. I make $41.5 a year before taxes, and that's the average for the area I'm in for my job. As you can see, I have 3 of these funny little statues, but I still only make $41.5. Now, I could take the Dan McClellan route and just simply tell you to do better. But as a local reporter who runs the newsroom for a public radio station, writes most of the stories that get on air, records the video, edits that same video, attends meetings, conducts interviews, makes the graphics, runs the live streams, handles promotional videos and reporting, all on the same salary I had while working as a fucking cashier in Denver, to then hear any of you millionaire shit sacks complain about legacy media while doing absolute dog shit work from the comfort of your bedrooms? I think I'd rather just tell you to go fuck yourself, and then tell you to do better. To Silly and Billy, don't be like them. Be better than them. Make a better standard for your generation and the kids coming up behind you. They need it. All right, I gotta get back to work. See, like I said, I'm fucking busy. And it's 7:30, so I gotta get rolling.